Welcome to the Daily Plunge. We are in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 1, verses 67 through verse 80. Now, after John the Baptist is born, Zechariah's tongue is released, and what's one of the first things he starts doing is preaching. Now, this passage is called the Benedictus, and really it's about the blessing, the benediction that's coming from God. And it starts off with praise. Praising the Lord, who is the God of Israel, the God of his people, and he's come to redeem them. And, for us to hear these words is to know that God is our God, and he's coming to redeem us, has come to redeem us, and is continuing to bless us. He's raised up a horn, which is a sign of power, a power for salvation, over against the powers of sin, death, and destruction, and the Satan. In the house of his servant David, not because David was all that great, but that's who God chose to make a promise through. And it's salvation from our enemies and all that hate us. And the thing is that this world hates faith. This world hates trust in God. And so it hates those who live by faith. And so the Lord has shown mercy by remembering his holy covenant. Not because we have fulfilled it, not because we have been faithful, right? But because God is faithful. And that's where we rest in our faith. That's good news. That's gospel, is that God fulfills his promises to us, even though we can't. We're unable to be faithful and for eternity, but God is. He rescues us. Well, let's go back. So this goes back all the way to Abraham, right? And God has made one promise after another. He's stacking them up like a sandwich, and God is fulfilling all of them. He's rescuing us from the hand of our enemies. Again, who is our enemy? Who is our adversary? It's sin, it's death, and it's the devil. And in order that we would be freed from fear, to live for God, to be freed from fear, to be freed for God, and to serve God. That is the purpose of our lives, not to serve just ourselves, to live only for ourselves, but to live for the God who created us, so that we would live in his holiness and in his righteousness, not ours, because we can't do it on our own, right? It is only through the gospel that we have this new life. He goes on. And so Zechariah is now, he's been preaching this gospel. And now he speaks about his own son, John, who will be the baptizer. You're going to be called the prophet of the Most High. You are fulfilling the promises that there is going to be a voice crying out in the wilderness. And it is the Most High God. You are going before the Lord to prepare a way for him, right? Sounds like it's just coming straight out of prophecy. To give this people, to help these people to know salvation. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing comes by preaching, right? And so John the Baptist is sent out to preach the good news. And what is this good news? That we are going to be forgiven of our sins. That barrier, that warfare that sinful warfare we conduct against God has been overturned, and we have been declared his friends again because of God's tender mercy, and to shine on those living in darkness and the shadow of death, right out of Isaiah 9, so that he would guide our feet in the way of his shalom, his peace. Well, thanks, friends. Have a blessed day.